All three are now in the books, and this again was a debate that was harsh and bitter and quite unfriendly, and it's no surprise that there was no handshake between the two candidates, Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Hillary Clinton, at the start of this debate out here in Las Vegas today. This debate started in a tense atmosphere on the stage, but it was orderly, but it was still quite steely, and you could feel that atmosphere build through the first quarter of the debate or so, and it really was sort of a reflection of not only the debate season, but the entire campaign between Trump and Clinton. Now, one of the things that came out in this debate were questions about Donald Trump's claim that the election is being rigged. The moderator of this debate, Chris Wallace, asked him pointedly if he agreed with his running mate, Governor Mike Pence, who thought that he would stand by, Mr. Pence would stand by the results of the election. This is what that exchange looked like in part.
Do you make the same commitment that you will absolutely, sir, that you will absolutely accept the result of this election?
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time. What I've seen is so bad. First of all, the media is so dishonest and so corrupt, and the pile-on is so amazing. The New York Times actually wrote an article about it that they don't even care.
It just shows you're not up to doing the job. And let's be clear about what he is saying and what that means. He is denigrating, he's talking down our democracy. And I, for one, am appalled that somebody who is the nominee of one of our two major parties would take that kind of position.
Now, another touchy issue in this campaign has been the WikiLeaks that have been coming out, mainly dealing with the Hillary Clinton campaign and her campaign staff. This discussion about WikiLeaks, however, turned quite sharply in the middle of the discussion to the possible source of the leaks on that WikiLeaks is now posting up. Take a look at this exchange.
We have 17 intelligence agencies, civilian and military, who have all concluded that these espionage attacks, these cyber attacks, come from the highest levels of the Kremlin, and they are designed to influence our election. I find that deeply disturbing, and I think it's
time. She has no idea whether it's Russia, China, or anybody else.
I am not quoting myself.
No idea.
I am quoting
Hillary, you have no idea.
17 do you doubt 17
our
military
has
and
no
civilian
idea.
agencies? Well,
yeah,
he'd rather believe.
I doubt it.
Again, another display of the temperament of this entire campaign and certainly the debates. Now, other hot-button issues in the American political landscape were also touched, including the Supreme Court selections, the Second Amendment, late-term abortions, and of course taxes. Donald Trump saying that his tax plan would create a boom in the American economy and that Hillary Clinton's would simply increase government by too much. Here's the exchange between Trump and Clinton on the issue of taxes.
First out on my plan, her plan is going to raise taxes and even double your taxes. Her tax plan is a disaster. And she can say all she wants about college tuition. And I'm a big proponent. We're going to do a lot of things for college tuition, but the rest of the public's going to be paying for it. We will have a massive, massive tax increase under Hillary Clinton's plan.
I have said repeatedly throughout this campaign, I will not raise taxes on anyone making $250,000 or less. I also will not add a penny to the debt. I have costed out what I'm going to do. He will, through his massive tax cuts, add $20 trillion to the debt.
Again, another tough, harsh debate with no love lost either between Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton in the final debate of the presidential cycle of 2016. Did it move any voters? That's the question that we'll be sampling and talking about for the next few days. Michael Mahoney, KMBC 9 News, Las Vegas.